What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the intern. My name is Chad. Well, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my top 10 NBA draft prospects for this season. Now, there's a question mark here. Don't really need the question mark, I just realized. But basically, we're going to go through right now, currently, which it is going to change. It always is going to change. Who I would say my top 10 NBA draft prospects are. So, for fantasy reasons, it might be different than real life reasons. But I still do believe that a lot of it is connected to real life. And I think the biggest factor is going to be landing spots for a lot of these prospects. We're going to talk about which ones I think can deny and really defy the landing spot and really just excel even if it's in a bad landing spot. While there's others that if they get into a good landing spot, I think more than likely they'll be a little bit better. You kind of look at, I think about 2023 when you look at the Mavs and you look at Derek Lively getting there. Derek Lively maybe on center on other teams wouldn't be as great as what he was with the Mavs, but he's been a pretty good center for the Mavs in the future for the Mavs. So we're going to go through it. We're going to talk about it. And yeah, I'm excited to go about it. And let's begin. First, we're going to talk about Cooper Flagg. Now, I also want to say that a lot of these are, there's not really a ranking to which ones I would say in points, which ones I would say in categories, which ones I would say in roto. It's really just what I think for the prospects, and we're going to talk about some key stats, but I'll talk about it depending on how your league is. So for Cooper Flagg, he is going to be the number one guy for all leagues. He should be number one for all leagues. He has the scoring ability, he has the rebounding ability, he has the block ability, he can kind of play the assist number. There's not really a bad stat from him as a power forward for Duke this year. He's been great. He's been athletic. Cooper Flagg is one of one in this draft. He is the number one draft pick. If you get a chance at Cooper Flagg, you're probably looking at a top 15 asset in Dynasty. So Cooper Flagg is what I'm going to talk about first because he is obviously the number one guy. My number two guy, which I need to say this, Rutgers, I have a little bit of beef with you because for some reason, or maybe it's just ESPN, no headshots. Nobody has any headshots. So you're going to see this awkward just picture of a headshot. Dylan Harper's here. He has separated himself from the pack as the second guy, in my opinion, when you look at how well he's been as a freshman. I mean, there's been multiple games with 35 plus points in 2 games. He is a point guard / combo guard in the sense of his scoring ability. I really think the best comparison for him is like James Harden. And it's, I would say, more of James Harden when he first played, when he got his MVP. Now, that's his potential. I'm not saying that is what Dylan Harper is right now. He is somebody that can score, but there's also a little bit of assist kind of scattered. I'm not saying he's a James Harden now because the assist numbers might be insane, but there's a little bit of assist scattered. A little all-around guy, a bigger guard. Dylan Harper is amazing, and I think he should be second in all leagues because Dylan Harper is just that guy, and I believe will be a really good asset moving forward. Number 3, we have Ace Bailey, and sadly, there's not really a good headshot for Ace Bailey, which again, ESPN or Rutgers, what the heck. So this might be a little different in certain leagues. If it's a points league, I think you are justified to put him 3. If it's a categories lead, I think 4 or 3 is really good. It just depends because I'll just describe Ace Bailey. Tracy McGrady is a good comparison to him. He's a scorer. He's a pure scorer. But with 6'10", he can defend. He has great blocks. He's really shown that he can be a really good scoring and defensive wing. He looks electric. Now, I got to be honest with you, at the same time, I'm a little bit stressed because I think he has one of the highest potentials, but he can have the lowest floors. So could we see Ace Bailey, sometimes not knocking down shots, not doing this? Possibly. And I really do believe Ace Bailey is a great prospect, but I think the fit is going to matter. Let's say he goes to the Pelicans. Could be a little bit scary. Let's say he goes to the Sixers. Could be a little bit better. Let's say Ace Bailey goes to the Nets. He could flourish at the Nets. So I really like Ace Bailey, and I think he could be somebody that really is a really good prospect, and that's why I have him at 3. Number 4 is VJ Edgecombe. Think of Jalen Green, Dwayne Wade, these athletic shooting guards, dunking. But also at the same time, I want to say more D-Wade. He has steals and block potential. There's some really good defensive style that he's had as a guard at 6'3". And so for him to scores, for him to be a scorer, for him to sometimes pass the ball, rebound the ball at 6'3", I mean, VJ Edgecombe is insane. And it's really that athletic build. And I mean, he played for the Bahamas team this summer for the national team, and he looked great as well, playing with real life adults and real NBA players. So I really do believe VJ Edgecombe is there is to me a top 4 for sure, and then it might fall off in different tiers, but top 4 is pretty good. Number 5 is Derek Queen. I've actually put him up. I originally had him lower, but when we're thinking fantasy, this is a skillful center. This is a guy who can score, he can rebound, he can block, but he's skillful. He can pass a little bit. His assist numbers might not show it, but he really is a skillful passing center. A lot of people like to throw the comparison of Alperen Sengun, and now you might be like, whoa, if that's the case, I really like this. I have to believe that Derek Queen will go higher than not now. I think when you see him go with maybe, I'm trying to think of a good team. I think the Raptors could be a good team, but he might not be able to score as or pass as much. I think the Bulls would be an excellent team, but again, not pass as much. Maybe the Sixers. There's been a lot of question marks. Maybe Sixers getting Derek Queen. Maybe the Hornets if they fall. I just realized because they really need some help there. I don't know. Derek Queen is just somebody that is going to be a skillful center, and I think if he lands with a team like the Nets maybe, that doesn't necessarily have a passing center or passing like head at the point guard, maybe in the future Derek Queen becomes that. So we'll see. Number 6, Trey Johnson. I think mostly this is because of the scoring ability. I think if you're in a categories league, you might want to put him down a little bit. Points league, I think 5 is right where I'd put him. The way he can score, I mean, is incredible. As a freshman at Texas, he was able to score very well, shoot the 3 ball very well. He's a great free throw percentage, which is one of his top categories. If you want a bucket and you want to score, he's there. And he also has some, I'm not going to say flashy assists. Yes, you can tell there's some assist potential there. So Trey Johnson's someone I'm very high on, but again, depending on your league, you might want to knock him down on your rankings. Number 7, Kasparis Jakunas. I always mess this up. Jakusi. I'm not even going to try. Yeah, it's not even worth it. Kasparis has fallen. He was my number 5. And I think, the tournament, questionable. Didn't play great in these last couple stretches. Kasparis is going to be falling a little bit here, but I think what people worry about is, can he be athletic? Can he do whatever? I have to say that this is a 6'4" point guard that can shoot the 3 ball. He can pass. He can rebound. Categories league, you might put him up a little bit higher. I just have to believe that Kasparis will be, this is a depend on the team, in my opinion. Because if he lands with the Nets, you might want to really invest in him. I really do believe so. If he lands with the Hornets somehow, I don't think they would choose him. No. If he lands with the Sixers, a little worrisome. This one's going to be very dependent on who needs a guard. And so I have him right here at number 7. Number 8, Jeremiah Fears. This is my so big boomer bust potential guy. Jeremiah Fears, OU, 6'4" shooting guard, exploded on the scene when he was supposed to play for Illinois. He can score the ball very well. He's shown that he's very athletic and get to the rim. He's a great passer. His steals are incredible. A lot of people want to say DeJounte Murray. I don't really see it. I see more of a little bit defensive Jaden Ivey, maybe less of a 3-point. Jeremiah Fears could easily be one of the top stars in this kind of draft, but he could also be one of the worst. And you know why? Because he's so young. He's so young. So you might take time for Jeremiah Fears to really explode on the scene. But Jeremiah Fears could really be a good prospect for you, and it could come up soon. At number 9, we have Kalam Malouk. I think the draft or the March Madness last games didn't really help him. I think that he kind of not fell off a little bit, but it didn't help him. I think we could have debated on him or Derek Queen first center, but I really think Derek Queen mostly is the first center now. Depending on your needs, I think the Bulls or the what is it called? Raptors might like him over a Derek Queen, depending on how they like the skillful center compared to a more defensive down there getting rebound center. At 7'2", he's good field goal percentage, you would hope. Can rebound, can block. Points are okay at times. But he really is that kind of, I'm trying to think like Zach Edey, but I think he has a better potential than Zach Edey. But I still want to say Zach Edey, even though he just had a really bad game against the Warriors when I'm recording this. Next, at number 10, we have Asanul. So I think for fantasy purposes that you got to put him at least in your top 10. He can do, maybe not shooting, but he can score, he can rebound, he can block. There's potential of assist. Free throw percentage is okay. Not really getting turnovers. Asanul, depending on where he goes, could really fit into a team as a real like Jaden McDaniels type that hopefully could elevate his scoring a little bit. If that's the case, then I really see Asanul kind of going up a little bit higher. But again, it's just depending on where he goes, because it's really with landing spots on this one too. Because if he goes to the Kings, it's not good. If he goes to, I think the Rockets is most likely where he'll end up, which could be good, but you'll hope that some trades happen before that happens, so he'll get some more playing time. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.